finally ready for all the settings that this thing has. So right now it's plugged into the computer. I just got done making the transfer video of how fast it transfers off of here. Guess this is how it pops up with its settings for this. Can't really do much more on there. Doesn't become a webcam. I really was hoping it would do that because that would be pretty cool. Gonna go ahead and unplug this. That's what it looks like when it's shutting off. Kind of like it's like walking away from you. When you turn it on, it kind of comes at you. Doesn't take too long to turn on. The only setting I've really adjusted is I shut off the shutter sound when you take a picture. So bottom right is your battery indicator. Top right is how many photos you can take. It doesn't tell you how long. Now, I may be wrong about stuff like this. I'm just going off of what I've found out myself. But to start a video, you press down on this round directional pad, and he immediately starts taking a picture or taking a video. It said 58 minutes. It told me right before it started, and you can hit the top button to shut that off. There is a let's go over the screen. So there's a little flower right there, P. And then the top button on the roundy about thing over here messes with your flash, which it isn't. I must have done something wrong. Let me take a picture. No, it's not letting me change the flash. I don't know what that's about. That could be a human error there. It says I'm pulling 48 megapixel right now. I'm in camera mode. I have an SD card installed, and we'll get to all this that's down here in just a bit. So you have the left. If you're left-handed, you can take a picture. Now when you press that one, it just takes the picture. It basically does everything really quick. You can see the box pop up, and you've seen that. And this one you can push halfway, and you can keep the box there, focus somewhere, and then push it the rest of the way, take a picture. That's the power on and off button. Now this flower icon, which I don't know if you guys can see it. See how I should have done this backwards. Here we go. There, we're in mountain view. It's kind of hard to see with this, but I definitely notice a huge difference in picture quality. When you have the mountains up there, it has glasses, and instead of this going in and out like really expensive cameras, this basically has a pair of glasses you put on. And that's what this switch is on the one side. If it's on mountains, it has glasses on, and it can see really far away. Like really, well, it can see far away. I can't say really far away. And then you can also zoom, and it takes really good photos. See how it's kind of blurry right there? It'll probably be blurry when I switch the switch too. If you switch this switch, it becomes a little flower up there, and there, I can read its Sharpie. I don't know if you guys can read it, but now I can read it. So it basically takes the glasses off, and it can look up close, take great pictures up close. Even though I've been told by the manufacturer that helps out indoor pictures and all that, I really feel like this is an outdoor camera. It takes really good photos outdoors. I don't think it likes artificial light. Like I have LED lights in my house. I don't think it likes that. I think it likes the natural light of the sun. I think it captures it pretty good, and it also takes better motion pictures outside. So I would say this is a good good camera for outside. I haven't quite gotten that to work yet. It says it does something. I also haven't gotten the smile detection to work. I'm just going to be honest, it does have the setting in it. Maybe my smile isn't good enough. I know my eyes are kind of squinty, so it's kind of hard to even do iris recognition on phones, and then they did away with it, so maybe I'm not the only one. So that about sums up the side. It's glasses or no glasses. The button really doesn't feel like it would last very long. It feels like maybe after a year, like right now it's in the halfway point, and I've already pushed it up all the way. Okay, no I didn't. I pushed it down all the way, so it stayed there. It just feels like it's a bit stiffer than what it needs to be. It could be just my model. I see other people are just loving the blue too. This is a beautiful blue, and I've touched it a lot, and I really don't even have fingerprints on it. Flash turned out really good. I don't know why it's not letting me. Here, I'm gonna power it off. I've been using the crap out of this thing. I just moved a ton of files. Every device gets mad at you. Even your phone, and you have to restart it every now and then. Not saying that this is what's the matter with this. That is as fast as it turns on. There is no other. I don't know what's going on about. Why can't you use a flash all of a sudden? Maybe it knows Oh, because normally you can go, okay, so I've used the flash. I've taken pictures before. Go to the left, it adds a little 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds timer. You go to the right, and it brings up the modes. I will get to that in a bit. I have had a problem, and it's definitely something the manufacturers should change on their next model, but when you hold it one-handed, you hold it like this. Everyone should hold it like this, and your thumb is right there. Well, your thumb is ready to go zoom in, zoom out. Instead, it's down here, so you have to hold the camera like this. To me, it's very awkward. You're already holding it like this. You got a death grip on it because you don't want to drop it. You're in the wind. You're in the wind and you don't want to drop it. You want it right here. Instead, it's down here, and it's not convenient at all. And it's like a harder press for a button, which is great because you can feel it, or you can hold it and zoom in. But and it takes good pictures zoomed in too, so you're going to be using it, but it's not in the right spot. And if you're left-handed and you want to use that button up there, you got to make sure your finger don't get in front of the area, but you're going to hold it like that, and then you can't even hit the zoom button. So the second button over here is cool, but I don't know if it's much needed compared to putting this up higher, because you're going to be holding it just like this. That's how I assume. I don't see anybody holding their camera like this. So that's one of my few complaints. I still don't see why that flash isn't working. I'm sure they'll correct me in my video. So you got the zoom in button, which you can hold it or tap it, and it shows you 1,000,000 trees, or I guess it only shows you 4 trees or 1 tree. Basically, you're zooming in that far. And the zoom works pretty good. Like most products, when you zoom in all the way, you are losing and gaining a little bit of graininess. It zooms all the way out, does really good. It does not have the zoom lens that I was talking about on there, so once you are outside, you're going to want to have to flip that, figure out which one you like. You'll know. If you're more than like 3 feet away from something, you should just flip that lens and then it can see far away. So we got the button to hit to look at photos, which we just took some awful photos because we're inside. As again, I think it's an outdoor camera. You can just hit the button and go to the right. Now I'm going to show you guys something that I just thought was cool. I'm going to get out of there. I'm going to take a picture of this. Now let's say you took a picture of something. Okay, so when you take a picture of this, it's a bit delayed, like a half a second. So if you're taking a vehicle that's moving, you want to take it right here, because if it's going by this way, by the time you push the button to take it here and it moves to here, it will snap the photo. So say you're a bit delayed and you got that in the corner because it's just out of the corner a little bit. Watch this. So you're on the photo, you're inside the phone's settings, and don't worry about a battery. The battery on this thing lasts forever, and it comes with 2 batteries. So you can take the picture and rotate it. You can rotate it clear around, and each rotation actually saves another copy. Don't quite like that, but that's all right. You can lock the pictures, unlock all photos. You can cancel, I guess, delete all files or delete current, and then this crop. I'm hoping you guys can see this crop. So cropping, you see that little square? I can move it right down here, and then with the zoom in and out, you see it's getting bigger and smaller. Now say we just wanted to crop that out. Again, it's a bad photo. I'm indoors. Here, I'm going to crop everything out, and look at that. And now the original picture is oh, I gotta save it. The original picture. Hopefully that video turned out. My GoPro just went ape crap and started showing me green things on my screen. So hopefully all that works. So that about sums up the screen, the zoom in and out. There is an LED indicator there that lets you know the status of the camera. I think that about sums up all the outside of it. So let's jump into the software. So you can go to the left to get to the settings, or you can just press the center OK button, which comes up with more choices. See, if you go to the right, it just comes up with nothing on the bottom here. But if you press the enter button, it comes up with the same thing with more settings on the bottom. Both of these have the same settings on the mode setting, so let's go through them. Mode setting, you can switch it from night. Let's see if I can. It's one of them weird screens that you don't have to be straight on it, but for another camera to be viewing it, you have to be straight on. Night, portray, landscape, blacklight, party. So far, it has done great. I just leave it on auto. Photo resolution, I didn't even notice different, but it's running 8,000 by 6,000, and you can just lower it if you want to. If you're running out of room on your SD card and You want to take 2 megapixel photos, which I took them and they still didn't look that bad. I decided to test everything out. Video resolution. I will make a video on making a video with this camera. It comes out of the factory saying it can run 4K. I like it on 1080p. It comes out pretty good. I will make a comparison and show you how it all looks. You can go clear down to 720. You can run 2K. It also records audio through that top hole, the little tiny hole, and then if you're playing it back to you, that's the speaker. Beauty face, I don't really know the settings on that. I turned it on, but every time you turn the camera on or take the battery out, it does reset that. Anti-shake, which I have on, it does alright with that. Effects, black, white, I did change all that, and it's working now. I was doing black and white earlier. I must have been in a black and white environment. So there's red. I don't know if you guys can see that. Now the whole screen's red. Okay, this is cool. Sunset, IR. Ooh, negative. Oh, it looks like a negative picture, like back in the day. Can you guys see that? Oh, that's awful. Okay, let's not kill ourselves with that. Sepia, warm, cool, overexposure, binary. Vivid. Guess I should hold it up like this. Binary is kind of weird. Looks like a sketchbook. That's pretty cool. It's got dog eye. Pretty cool. That's got more settings. I'm just going to leave it on normal. Face detection, I turned that on. It shuts it off for some reason. That is the icons down here. Now everything we're changing is in order and on this. So our next one is the smile detection, smile capture. So I guess I'm never smiling or something. See, now it doesn't have an X on there. I hope you guys can see all this. But I guess I don't smile enough. I don't know. Multi-shot, hold the button, it'll take 100 shots. You can turn on the self-timer and it must just stay on. If I put that on and then push this button, does it shut off? Yep, so you can still override it. Maybe it'll just stay on. Here, let's turn it on. Take a picture. And does it stay in 2 seconds? Yep, stays in 2 seconds, but if I do it manually, it still stays up there. So you don't really need that setting under settings because you can do it with the other bump. You can adjust the time and date. I have the date and the time stamping on each photo. I'm actually changing, oh no, I'm going to leave that the same because of what I'm using this camera for. And it stamps it on the photo itself. Let me bring up a photo. So I just did that other video. So I took it to my new property and was taking pictures. And with that was just a room I took a picture of for insurance or whatever I need to, and it's time stamped it down here, the date and the time, which is really nice. It's also stamped on the file itself. If you right click, hold on, let me find that file. Okay, right click on that file and it comes up and says when it was taken and what time. Wouldn't know 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't get up that early, Jesus. So that was a bit wrong, but the time I put in here, it saved it, which is over here. Okay, I'm jumping the gun here. We got exposure, iOS or ISO if you guys want to mess with that and get better pictures based on the sun. White balance, sharpness, quality. I have it on super fine, but it also goes fine and normal. Sharpness is on normal, or you got soft and vivid. White balance, auto, daylight, cloudy, tungsten, fluorescent. It does pretty good on auto. ISO, sorry. I do have a drone that has this, and it definitely makes a difference, but you gotta know what you're doing. Exposure, not touching that. Set date and time. It's kind of just simple setup right there. That's the date and time of not today. What's going on with this thing? Took the battery out and must have forgot everything. That's not cool. That's not cool. I'm gonna have to set that every time. I only took the battery out a second. Power save, I got it on 5 minutes. You got 5, 10, 1, 2, or 1, 3, 5. I like the 5 minutes. Really, the battery in this thing lasts forever. Hopefully don't change my language, but you got English, France, Espanol. Stuff that don't even look readable. Light frequency, 60 hertz or 50 hertz. Every time I click that, there is a back button, but I guess it's just easier. The sound, I have it off, but all that does is it should just say shutter sound, because we just did the timed photo and it made sound on there even though I have it shut off. Format the SD card and switch back to default settings and just cancel everything. So that about sums it up. It's not the simplest camera, but it's kind of cool that it has the settings to make it just a little bit more high-end camera for the price. I'll definitely be dropping more photos and making a few more videos on this camera. Definitely the battery length does it last the 110 minutes, I think it's claiming. Don't hold me to that. I have to reread the manual a little bit. But this battery definitely lasts a whole day, and with 2 batteries, I bet I could get 3 days out of it. So far, I'm liking it. So check out my other videos on this. They'll be on my YouTube somewhere. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.